Hi, so we're looking at strategy for the IPM Indo exam. The IPM Indo exam is coming down the corner, so I'm making this video to help you make a strategy for the exam. I'll also make one more video which is related to psychology while writing the exam, which is very important. So I have aced the CAT examination 6 times, so I have fair idea as to how important strategy is and how important psychology is as far as cracking the exam is concerned. And since I've been training students for IPM Indoor, I understand also the paper pattern and what comes. This year, the paper pattern is slightly different from previous year, with verbal having equal weightage as compared to cons. Anyway, let's go to the whole idea pattern. Before we go with the strategy, it's important to know the pattern. So there are three sections. One is cont, which is 20 questions, 30 minutes, 4 correct, 1 wrong. Plus 4 for every correct answer, minus 1 for incorrect. Next is quant without options. So it's the theta question. That means you have to type in the answers. So it is 10 questions, 30 minutes. You again have plus 4 for correct and no negative marks. One, maybe what you can do in the end when you have no, because no negative mark, you can mark 1 or 0 in the end for a question that you have not solved. Remember, 10 questions, 30 minutes is normal, lot of time. You should be able to solve a lot of questions. There could be 3 to 4 questions where you may not get the answer. In that case, you can mark 1 or 0. Okay, then verbal, which is again option based. You have 30 questions, 30 minutes, plus 4 correct and minus 1 incorrect. So each of them has 4 marks. So if you look at quant has 30 questions, verbal has 30 questions. So technically, the equal weightage for the two areas. One more thing is you cannot move between sections. Like unlike IPM Rota, you can move here. You cannot move between sections. So 30 minutes quant, that's it. Then it moves to quant without options, and then it moves to verbal ability. So you have to try to maximize your scores in each of the half an hour sections. It's like a CAT examination in half. CAT normally has 3 sections of 1 hour each. Here you have half an hour each. The strategy for the exam. So it's very important that you go to the entire section in 15 minutes. At least if I look at the cont and the DI, the first two sections are concerned, try to ensure that you go to the entire section in 15 minutes. I'm keeping this 15 minutes and having 15 minutes later so that you don't miss out on easy questions. That's the worst thing that you can do in the exam. In the first 15 minutes, try to solve all the easy questions. So whichever question when you read, you solve, try to solve the easy ones first as fast as possible. For the remaining questions, you mark it as medium or tough. Now, it's important that you read a question and then mark it as medium or tough, right? So 15 minutes, solve the easy questions, and then remaining questions you have to mark easy and tough. So go back and solve medium level questions round 2. So after 15 minutes are over, approx. It can be 20, it can be 20, 10, depending on your this one. After the time limit is over, go back and solve the medium level questions. Okay. And if time permits, then go back to the tough questions. That's how your strategy should be for both the first two sections of the paper. Question selection is important because if you select easy questions, you will get more marks, obviously. If you select tough questions, you will get less marks. So my normal recommendation is don't spend more than 20 seconds. Spend at least 10 to 15 seconds per question. Read the question, that's important. Because without reading the question, you'll not come to know whether the question is tough or easy. But don't linger to more than 20 seconds, then you'll be wasting a lot of time. Important not to try to solve each question because the moment you try to solve each question, you're wasting your time. It's important that in the first round, only solve the easy questions and leave the medium and tough just by marking medium and tough within 20 seconds. Remember that. So easy question solve, take your time, 1 minute, 2 minutes and solve. Medium and tough question within 20 seconds, mark as medium or tough and leave it. That's important. Ensure that you pick up only less than half the question in the first round. The one common mistake that people do is people try to solve all the questions. And while trying to solve all the questions, they miss out on the last question which are easy, which is not advisable. I mean, therefore, it is important that you go to the entire paper in 15 minutes, solving the easy questions, and pick less than half the question in the first round, not more. Depending on your comfort level, depending on how tough, how easy paper is, pick up that many questions and solve. If you file solving, if by any chance you find any question tough, do leave it immediately. Okay, there's no point wasting a lot of time on a tough question. Okay, if required, you feel that you wasted a lot of time and you can solve it, come back to it later, because when you come back to it later, you think in a fresh perspective. You can try doing that. Okay, it helps. Okay, so cont first round 15 minutes, leave the tough questions in 20 seconds, and for the remaining questions, okay, try to solve them in the given time frame. And when you're leaving the question, mark as medium and tough and then move ahead. Coming to verbal, I would normally recommend to solve the ability question first because it takes less time compared to RC and jumble para. Fill in the blanks and synonym, antonym, and whatever the questions, grammar, etc. take less time. Don't spend too much time on thinking. Read what you feel as the answer, mark and move ahead. Okay, try to solve the ability questions fast. Okay, try to mark all the question ability. Even if you're not sure, you can do intelligent guessing. The negative mark is -1. I'm not saying do blind guessing, but just ensure that you do intelligent guessing and move forward. Because if you waste too much time in just trying to figure out which option goes right, you've already wasted a lot of time. It doesn't make sense. So try to figure out shortlist of options, whatever option you feel is the answer, mark and move forward. Go fast with ability questions. Remember, the faster you solve ability question, the more time you'll get for RCs and jumble paras. So ensure that you go through it fast. You can try and maybe a one mock, but go through it fast so that you have enough time for RCs and jumble para. After you finish ability, you can either go to para jumbles if the options, it's likely to be options because that's what I mentioned. Last year there were no options for para jumbles, but this year there are options, so likely there will be options. So go to para jumbles first and then RCs. By chance there are no options for para jumbles, then maybe first RCs and then para jumbles. Because para jumbles without options, it is a little tough to get the answer right. Right, many combinations possible. Right. So this is a general pair pattern. Verbal, I'll try to solve all the ability first as fast as possible, then go to para jumbles or RCs. If by chance in the end you find there's a shortage of time, then in the RC directly go to the questions instead of reading the passage. Right? Depending on the time available. I mean, if a topic you feel is familiar, I know what the topic is, go to the question and directly mark the answers if there is shortage of time. Right? I hope this is clear with regards to the paper pattern and your strategy. All the best for the examination. Ensure that you stick to your strategy in the exam, and that is what is important. Okay. If by chance the things are not going as per your plan, just take a 15 to 20 seconds break in between, close your eyes, replan the paper, and then go ahead. Right? All the best.